Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is Fatina Kila bin Desmond, holding metric number D2019-209104. In this video, I would like to show you guys how to make stuffed grilled chicken roulade served with mushroom sauce and mashed potato. So in this recipe, we are given the option, either we can do mushroom sauce or shallot velouté sauce and sauté potato or mashed potatoes. This chicken roulade can stuff it with all kind of fillings, but this spinach combo is a favorite. While all the kind of option for chicken roulade fillings, spinach tends to be a favorite in many recipes. There's typical also kinds of cheese and pecan juice for the fillings. This is the equipment that you need to use for cooking. For the first step, we have to do the chicken roulade. First things is you have to debone whole leg chicken. We need 60 grams of whole leg chicken. Second, you must marinate chicken. We need olive oil 50 ml, salt 2 tablespoons, black pepper 1 tablespoon, BBQ sauce 4 tablespoons. For the third step, for the chicken roulade, what we need to do is saute vegetable. We need 3 buttons of mushrooms, 5 grams of spinach, 3 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 100 ml of cooking oil, 1 tablespoon of chicken stock, and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. For the third step, for the chicken roulade, what we need to do is saute vegetable. We need 3 buttons of mushrooms, 5 grams of spinach, 3 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 100 ml of cooking oil, 1 tablespoon of chicken stock, and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. For the last step, you need to prepare for chicken fillings. What you need is 1 slice of cheddar cheese, 5 grams of spinach, 1 tablespoon of chicken stock, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, and pecans 3 grams. For the method, firstly you have to debone the whole leg chicken. Second, wash and clean after you debone. Then tap the chicken using lesung batu. After that, you have to marinate the chicken, and then you can chill the chicken for 1 hour. And after you already chill the chicken, you can add the filling middle of the chicken before you roll it, and then wrap the chicken and chill for the 1 day. After 1 day, put the chicken inside the oven and then set 180 degrees for 40 minutes. After that, you have to saute the chicken until it cooks well. This is the whole leg that I use for debone. Firstly, I'm wearing gloves before I start any process to make sure hygiene and safety. Next, I cover my cutting board using a wrapping plastic. Make sure your place clean before you put your chicken. And then you can just get ready to preparing your chicken before you debone. Get your chicken leg and its skin side down and just have a feel where the bone. I'll make a cut down the length of one of them and keep your knife as close to the bone as you can and cut down both sides and slice through a bit underneath. In this section, which is a secondary very tiny little bone, which is have you want to make sure you get out. And now cut along from the knee that you can see to the end of the other bone to the same thing. Keep as close to it as you can and trim out the joint and just cut away. Next step, I use flour and just rub it both sides of the chicken, and you can clean it with water. Make sure it clean well before you marinate. After that, you have to check the chicken, and you can just dab with a clean towel kitchen. Make sure all the water from the chicken are absorbed to easily for marinade process. After that, using a wrapping plastic, you have to cover the chicken before you tap a chicken. You can just tap a chicken using lesung batu, and you can see the size of chicken are bigger, and make sure all the side of chicken are flat. This is the ingredients that I use to marinate chicken. Firstly, you have to remove the wrapping plastic, and then I put a little bit oil to make sure the chicken oily a little bit, and then you can just put some salt for a salty taste. Just rub it and put the salt both sides of the chicken. For the spicy taste, I use chili powder. You can see the color turns a little bit red. You can just rub it around the chicken and just mix all the ingredient well. And then I use BBQ sauce in this ingredient for the taste of salt. And then for the seasoning, I use black pepper. You can put as much as you like. Next process, you have to chill the chicken for 1 hour. I use a zip bag plastic to make sure the chicken is not exposed to bacteria. This is the ingredient for saute vegetables. Firstly, you have to cut the buttons of mushrooms. I use 3 buttons of mushroom, and you can just cut it into a slice. After that, take a garlic and then just cut it into a slice also, and I use 3 cloves of garlic. For the saute, you have to put 1 tablespoon of butter onto the pan. Make sure the butter melt before you add other ingredients, and then you can just put the garlic you already sliced, stir it, and make sure you control your heat. And then you can just put mushroom that you already sliced, just mix with garlic, and then you have to put a little bit of oil to shiny the ingredients. That you can see that I just put spinach onto the pan, and then just put a little bit of cooking cream and 1 tablespoon of chicken stock. And lastly, you have to put black pepper. You can just put 1 tablespoon of black pepper. Next, let's prepare for chicken fillings. Firstly, I just cook truly the pecans onto the pans, and then you can just cut it, the pecans. You can see that I cut and chop it the pecans easily because the pecans are already soft. First step of filling, you can just put cheese cheddar, which is 1 slice of cheese, and you can just put the saute vegetable that you already cooked, which is spinach, mushroom and garlic, and then you can just put some black pepper on top of it, and then you can just separate the pecans that you already chopped. You can just put how much as you like. After you placing the fillings, you have to roll the chicken using a wrapping plastic so that the filling is compressed and you can see the chicken are rolled well. Twist and tie tightly to become a roulade. Place the roulade inside bowl of ice and chill it for 1 day. After 1 day, you have to bake the roulade and set 180 degrees and 40 minutes. Lastly, you have to saute the roulade. Firstly, you have to put olive oil and then just place the roulade into the pan. Cook it well and the color will turn it brown. Okay, for the canapé, I do the mushroom sauce. So what we need is mushroom 4 buttons, garlic 1 clove, olive oil 2 tablespoons, butter 1 tablespoon, demi-glace 1 tablespoon, whipping cream 200 ml, and black pepper 1 tablespoon. For the methods, what you need to do is firstly you have to slice the mushroom and chop the garlic. Second, you need to put butter and saute garlic and mushrooms, and then put olive oil and mix demi-glace with cold water before you put into the pot, and then take a little bit of liquid from the pot, then mix with whipping cream, and then put the mixed liquid slowly inside the pot to mix all the ingredients become sauce. This is the ingredients to make mushroom sauce. Firstly, you have to cut the mushroom into a slice. I use 4 buttons of mushroom. After that, you have to cut the garlic. I cut the garlic into a chop size.
3, 2, 1.
For the saute, you have to put a little bit of oil. After that, you have to put the slice of mushroom that you already cut into the pot. Next, you need to stir it. Then put the garlic that you already chopped. Just stir it together, and then you can just put 1 tablespoon of butter or 2 tablespoons of butter also. You can just put it. You can see the color turns into a brown, and then just put some black pepper. You can just put how much as you like, and then just stir the ingredients. After that, you have to put demi glaze that you already mixed with cold water. Stir it together, and then after it looks a little bit simmer, you can just take it a little bit of the liquid and mix with whipping cream. Put it slowly into the pot to make sure the ingredient mix well. Lastly, what we need to do is mashed potato. What you need is potatoes 400 grams, whole milk 200 ml, cooking cream 200 ml, rosemary 2 sprigs, butter 2 tablespoons, salt 3 tablespoons, and 1 head of garlic. For the methods, what you need to do is firstly you have to boil the potatoes for 30 minutes, and then peel and wash the tomatoes. After that, you have to mash the potatoes and then prepare for the liquid. For the liquid, you have to mix cooking cream with whole milk, and then you have to put rosemary and 1 head of garlic that you already cut into half, and then wait the liquid to simmer. After that, put the butter into the bowl that fully of potatoes, and then mix the liquid and potatoes together. After that, you're ready to serve. This is the ingredients that you need to do mashed potato. Firstly, you need to boil the potatoes for 30 minutes inside of salty water that you already put the salt, 3 tablespoons of salt into the water. After that, you need to place the potatoes inside the bowl and get ready to wash, and you have to peel off the potato skin to make sure no food poisoning. To preparing the liquid, you need to put whole milk into the pan, and then put cooking cream. After that, put 1 head of garlic that you already cut, and then 3 sprigs of rosemary. Wait till simmer and place it into bowl. Next, you have to mash the potatoes, and then you have to put 2 tablespoons of butter, and then a little bit of salt, and you can just mix with a little bit of a liquid that you already simmed. Just put little bit by little bit the liquid to make sure it's not over limit. So this is the final product, stuffed grilled chicken roulade served with mushroom sauce and mashed potatoes.